What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play 999 Blind. In the last episode, we entered the number 4 door, I believe, and we sprinted down the hallway to try and diffuse the dead, and we found these 2 rooms we can explore. We have pretty much, at least in my opinion, thoroughly checked out this particular room, and in this episode, we're gonna head across the hallway and see what's going on in Lotus and Santa's room on the other side. So let's head on over there. It looks pretty similar, which is to be expected. I'd imagine most of the rooms to be pretty similar looking in this situation. Let's see what we got going on over here. This door is open. There's stuff actually on there. Well, this is a display case. Check it out. These plates and crap look really expensive. You want to take a look? I feel like it'd be really not that great of an idea to put these like sorts of delicacies on a shelf in something like a ship that's going to be rocking quite a bit. Regardless, let's take a look at them. There are a number of expensive looking plates in here. What does that say? Individually I could tell you what the meanings are, but together I can't really derive some sort of meaning. There are a number of expensive looking plates in here. Okay, what do we got up here? That vase looks pretty expensive. Okay, there's some pieces of expensive looking ceramic and porcelain in here. This looks like a piece from that painting in the other room, which might be worth noting, but it's a pretty weird looking design. It looks like a Holstein pattern. Holstein? What's a Holstein pattern? That vase looks pretty expensive. I wonder what the important item is in the display case. There are a couple of pieces of art in here. Can't say if they're very good or not. Takes an artist to know an artist. But there are a couple pieces of art in here. Can't say if they're very good or not. What about down here? Wow, so everything is just some odd looking art, piece of expensive ware, except for the Holstein design. Holstein? I'm flip-flopping back and forth. Darn. Guess this is the wrong key. Oh, I wasn't even trying to use the key. I just wanted to see if there was something we can learn about it. But, well, that means there's got to be another one somewhere around here. Otherwise, we aren't going to be able to open this thing. So we can probably use the key we currently have equipped to check out the dresser in this room. What's going on with the candle? We've got a match. Candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. Alright, anything of note? Anything on like the bottom? Hidden? I mean, we can search it, but it's a candle, Junpei. It's on an iron candlestick. That's a pretty big candle. If we light it, it'll probably get really bright. Okay, worth noting. Anything up with a table? No, just a round wooden table. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa. I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Hey, Junpei, that room's pretty dark. Don't you have something that'll give us some light? Something that'll give us some light. I wonder, guys. Alright, let's combine this in our matches. I know. If I use these matches to light the candle... Hey, it's lit. I can't even believe I just said that. Alright, let's head on in. Awesome, with the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look around over there. But it gets so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Well, why don't you sit it on top of the dresser? It's flat there. At least it won't fall over. Assuming we don't bump into it or anything like that, right? We don't know if Junpei is klutzy or whatnot. Oh yeah, good idea. Alright. Hey, it got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. As if you couldn't in the dark. Let's see what we can do here. The dresser drawer, it's locked. Oh, I don't have any... Is it Q or E to cycle through my items? I forget what it is. We will equip this, and now we should be able to unlock it, right? Let's see if this... Yes. Although... Is this the dresser key for the other room's dresser? Why would they have the same key unlock all of the dressers? It's kind of odd that this dresser key would be hidden in the other room's dresser, right? Yes, it worked. Alright, so what do we got in here? Another piece of it. So we got a plate. Obviously one of those Holstein patterns or whatever. I'm pretty sure that painting is going to be a key of some sort. We're going to have a few of these pieces. We're going to need to complete one of the paintings, and we'll have to use that other one as a reference. That's what my intuition is telling me at the moment, but this is the mirror for the dresser. Darn straight. Nothing weird about it, though. You're so funny, Santa. There's a little candle sitting on top of the dresser. Alright, and I think that should cover just about everything. It's a chair for the dresser. Alright, what about the light? It's a light, man. Can't you figure that out on your own? Hard to tell if it's burned out or not. Of course, now that we have the candle, I guess it doesn't really matter that much anymore. Alright, can we turn around? Whoa, it's a little bit more, definitely darker over here. A bottle full of water. I don't think we're gonna need this for anything. Maybe, maybe not. What's going on here? The curtain. Can we unfold it? Maybe we can go in the shower and hang it up, and then we'll see what's on the back of it. Maybe it's one of the patterns or something. 2 pillows in a pile. Oh. The dancer would know what's going on there. A pile of pillows. Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Hey, calm down. Anything under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious here. Alright. No, we can't interact with the bed frame, it seems either. Oh, I'm just messing with you. There's nothing here. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. Wait, no. Still nothing suspicious. No ghosts or girls either. That's pretty clever, huh? Hey, what the heck? It just got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. We should go see. It's literally right behind you. Looks like the candle got stolen. There's a candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. There's no way it burnt out in its entirety right now. Hey, what's this? The top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Oh, it's a key. But there's no way that would have burnt out in the few minutes we, went to the other end of the room. But, alright. I mean, I guess it works. Doesn't look like we can really, interact with that. But it would probably cost me my life. Sleep is life, though. Not actually. I'm always of the school of thought that, like, sleep is something that you need to control for the sake of not wasting time. There's, like, an optimal amount of sleep, but obviously in the moment, sleep and, like, rest feel great. But looks like a valuable vase. Empty, though. There seems to be room on the left side. To be a room on the left side of the vase. Okay, we can hit them. I knew it. Cool. So it's a tile with a black and white pattern on it. We're obviously going to have to put some of these on there. Let's do this. The question is, where does this particular one go, right? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Hey, Junpei, that tile you've got. You think maybe you're supposed to put it in one of those empty spaces? I mean, the pattern does look kind of the same, doesn't it? He's right. I think so too. But if that is the case, you're going to need to collect all 3 tiles, right? Don't you think we should collect all of them before you start putting them in? Alright, I guess that works. Cool, we'll head over into this room then. We can hang up the shower curtain. Obviously, we can go... Oh, I should have interacted with the display cabinet while we were out there. But regardless, let's hang up the curtain, right? This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. Whoa, look! Junpei! There's a mushroom growing out of the wall! That's a shower head. Alrighty then, this thing's a little shelf for putting soap on. How did we interact with the shower curtain before? Up here, maybe? There's a curtain rod running along the ceiling. Let's put that shower curtain on those hooks. We open it up and let's try spreading the curtains. They're holes. Wow, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that? Maybe they were into, like, those home invasion fantasies. Or maybe they were just exhibitionists. I mean, to each their own, as long as it's not harmful, I guess. Home invasion. Interesting. I see. You two are real idiots, you know that? Okay, interesting. The thing is, though, I mean, could you even reasonably sneak into this bathroom, right? Like, it's not like there's a hole in the door you could be looking through or something, but some toilet paper. We've got 2 rolls, I guess. Alright. Anything in the toilet? Guess not. Tank's empty too. So we gotta find a third... We gotta find a third piece. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's a wall covered in small square tiles. They've all got geometric shapes on them. There's gotta be... Interesting. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. I feel like that's gonna point out one particular tile I maybe need to look behind or something. Alright, from here I can see what tile it is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Okay. 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Alright, looking through this hole I can see a white tile, 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Nothing strange here. Nope, the thing's not budging. Really? Well, then that means... Wait. What? A tiled wall, they're ordinary everyday tiles, then that means... What? Ah, I see. We probably have to go into the other room and go to that particular shower. Alright, before we do that though, I don't want to forget about this. So let's grab our candlestick and use that on the display case lock over here. Let's see if this candlestick key will do anything. Yes, it opened. Alright, pull that open. This tile, I think I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I know. Kind of looks like the one we saw in the other room. Oh, so they're dropping a bit more hints now. Cool, so we got another one of them. And... Oh, we're getting some voice acting. We're gonna get some character development with Santa. I'm gonna say Santa. Let me know what you guys prefer. I can't take it seriously if I call him Santa, right? Like, I almost gotta call him Santa. But, hey, Junpei, you got a minute? Here, take this. A bookmark? Four-leaf clover? What is this for? Do you want me to read a book? I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figure we might as well hang on to it anyway. Cause he's not the protagonist, Junpei. Then why don't you hold on to it? Oh boy. You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck. Well, aren't you the edgelord? Hope, faith, love, and luck. Yep. And you hate those things? Yeah, you got a problem with that? Not really, but just, you know, strikes my curiosity. What does a bookmark have to do with any of that? Well, obviously the 4-leaf clover and luck, well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? Really? All 4 of them, each one has its own meaning? Huh, it's news to me. And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like a flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So leaf language, I guess. Yeah, you can call them leaf words. Leaf words. I think the original intent was to have something like a floaty, fluffy speech. Things that are just kind of like soft and fluffy, optimistic feelings that don't have a lot of substance to them, I think is what he's trying to say. Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover. I feel like that's gonna be relevant. Hope, faith, love, and luck. Cool. So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the thing, alright? Here. What do you want to do? I mean, I guess we'll take it. Alright, sure, I'll take it. Whew, man, I feel a lot better now. I can't help but feel like he's setting us up to some degree, but at the same time, I'm not in a reasonable position to doubt it, nor can I really muster up any sort of idea of what type of risk I'm really gaining by hanging on to it, so... fine, right? That thing was a real pain, you know? Do you really hate those 4 words that much? Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
理由はそれだけじゃないんだけどな。
Well, that's not my only reason.
理由
What? The real reason is actually my really dark history and my tragic childhood that led me to become the edgy person that I am today.
四つ葉のクローバーが嫌いな理由だよ。
That's not the only reason I hate the four-leaf
4
clover.
っていう数字がどうも好きになれねえんだ。
I just can't bring myself to like the number 4. In a traditional Asian sense, or I'm sure you're gonna have some other edgy reason.
まさか死人の死だからと
What?
か言わないよな。
Worried about the four
ア
horsemen?
ホか言わねえよ。
Nah, come on, man. That's just silly.
興味小学生でも田舎のババアでも
Maybe back in the dark ages, that kind of crap scared people.
スピリチュアルなんとかにハマってるロハスなセレブでも
But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century
そ
guy.
んなこと言わねえだろ。
I'm a little insulted.
じゃあ
So funny after
なん
our
で
conversation with
四が嫌いなんだ
June.
よ
Then why do you hate 4 so
中
much?
途半端だからだ。
Cause it's, low effort, I guess, number.
最強でもねえし最弱でもね
What?
え。だから嫌いなんだよ。
Not the best or the worst, that's why. What does that even mean?
あ
What?
逆に好きなのはなんと言っても9だな。
9 is a way better
も
number.
しくは開き直って豚でもいい。負け方が潔いだろ。
So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some stupid middle number.
何の話だよそりゃ。
What are you... Huh?
お前株とかってやんねえの？
You play?
株株って
Play? They're saying kabu. I don't know what they're referring to playing. It's not stock market because I'm pretty sure I know what that word is in Japanese, but
大一株の
you mean like gambling?
そうだよ。話の流れ的にそれ以外にねえだろうが。
Yeah, of course. What else would I mean? Good question.
おいちょ株だよな。9は株っつって最強の数字なんだよ。
In Baccarat, I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing that the correct way. My bad. The best possible hand totals 9. They call it
逆に
Legrand.
0は豚
Legrand.
最弱の数字になる。
But the lowest, most worthless cards, the zeros, they call Monkey. Hey, don't be hating on Zero. But also the parallels with, Zero Escape are obviously relevant
ゼロ
here.
豚か。
Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh?
このゲームの首謀者と同じだな。
Zero's a monkey.
は
What?
確かにそうだな。
Oh man, you're totally
俺たち
right.
を閉じ込めた犯人。ゼロは豚野郎に違いねえ。
The guy who trapped us in here sure is one heck of a monkey.
そういえばノナリーゲームっておいちょ株に似てるわよね。
If you think about it, the Nunnery Game is really a lot like Baccarat.
まあおいちょ株の方は数字コンボっていう
I'm totally butchering that.
めんどくさいものは使わないけどね。
Of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. Hey, that's pretty cool. Hey, don't be hating on math.
札の数を足して2桁になったら10の位を切り捨ててしまえばいいだけで。
You just drop the tens digit and that's it.
でも合計数を1桁に変えて勝負するという意味では同じじゃない？
Still, it does have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
なるほど。言われてみりゃ確かにそうだな。
Oh. Yeah, I guess you got a
それ
point.
から最終的に9を作った者が勝ちってところも似てるわ。
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
9を作った者が勝ち
The person who makes 9 wins.
忘れたの？ゼロが言ってたじゃない。
Did you forget already? Don't you remember what Zero said?
脱出するための出口は船内のどこかに隠されている。
It is hidden, but an exit can be
探
found.
したまえ。9と書かれた扉がそれだ。
Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
つまり、この船から脱出するには、
So, if we want to get off this
最
boat,
終的に数字コンが9になるようなチームを作らなければならないってことか。
we have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9.
そのチームを作った奴らだけが生き残ることができると。
And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive. That is actually a very sad truth.
そういうこと。
Of course.
だからノナリーゲームなのよ。
That's why it's called the Nunnery Game.
は
What?
え
Huh?
知らない？
You don't know?
ノナリーっていうのは
Yep.
9個からなる九進法のって意味なのよ。
Nunnery means something derived from 9, or base 9.
語源はラテン語のノナ、 9の窃盗時。
It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means
ちなみ
9.
に1の窃盗時はユニね。
While we're at
一
it,
角獣ユニコーンのユニよ。
the prefix for one is uni. You know, like the unicorn, the horse with one
2は
horn.
バイ。バイナリのバイ。バイナリっていうのは二進数って意味ね。
2 is bi, like binary. Binary means composed of two parts.
3のトリはよく耳にするでしょ。トリオとかトリプルとかトライアングルとか。
3 is try. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty. Like trio, triple, and triangle. You get the
その
idea.
後はクオルト、クイント、セクサ、セプトと続いて、
After that, you have quart, quinta, sext, septim, and so
最
on.
後に8の窃盗時であるオクトはオクトパス。
And of course, the
タコの名前が
prefix
ついてるわ。
for 8 is octo, like
ほら、
octopus.
タコって足が8本じゃない？だから。
It's called that because it has 8 legs. Get it?
なるほど。
Don't worry. We got you, Lotus.
それと同じでノナっていうのは9を表すわけか。
So then Nona means
ところ
9.
で、この船に閉じ込められたのって何人だったっけ？
So how many of us are trapped on this ship? Well, now
9
8,
人だな。
but that'd be
そ
9.
れぞれに割り振られたバングルナンバーは？
And what are the bracelet numbers we have?
1から9までだ。
They go from 1 to
タイム
9.
リミットは何時間だったかしら？
And our time limit, how many hours do we
ゼ
have?
ロは9時間と。
Zero said 9
それ
hours.
じゃあ最後、この船から脱出するには？
And finally, to get out of this ship,
どこかにある9の扉を開かなければならない。
we need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship.
数字コンが9になるチームを作って。
By making a team with digital root of
つ
9.
まり、そういうこと。
And there you have it. I guess once a door has been cleared, can other people enter it?
このゲームには、あちこちに9という数字が散りばめられてるのよ。
It's a good question. The number 9 is everywhere in this game.
9をテーマにしたゲーム。
It's got a real theme of 9s for this whole
だから
thing.
ノナリーゲームってわけ。
No wonder it's called the Nunnery Game. Don't worry, we got you. Huh? Oh no. Water's gonna start like pouring in or something. What was that? What was that close-up all about? Alright, so we were gonna head over. Junpei, if you miss us so much, you don't have to keep coming back here. Called out. No, that's not what this is. I'm just being like a bridge between the two rooms. Uh-huh. You just keep telling yourself that. Now get out here and go help June. Okay, so I'll definitely want to remember this. It's kind of like a square in the middle, I would say. With kind of like a cross. I mean, they described it as like an elephant demon, I guess, sucking the brains out of a person. That's another way to think about it, if you really want to. But what we were going to do was go in here and go 5th from the top and 3rd from the right, I believe. Here it is. Yes, this one's loose. I think I can get on this with my nails, and yes, there's our 3rd plate. Cool. So I'm not going to mess around with that plate. And now we can probably head back over and attempt to solve that puzzle. So let's go ahead and do that. There's a tile in the frame. So I guess I'm supposed to put tiles in the empty spaces. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, I didn't even have to... Oh. Okay, so let's start by doing that. We can rotate this guy like that. Let's rotate this. We'll switch these two. There we go. Cool, we did it. Yes, I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame. Did it just like disappear or what? Oh, it like moved downwards. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. Alright, well here we go. The Mars key. Ah, well that's awfully relevant given that we saw the, what's it called? The symbol on a door in the hallway, right?
それにしても、一体何なんだこの絵は。
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
私、これと似たような絵を見たことがあるわ。
I think I've seen this picture
どこ
before.
で
Where?
本の中で
In a book.
イギリスの生化学者シールド・レイクという人が面白い学説を唱えててね。
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting
それに
theory.
ついて書かれた本の中で見たのよ。
I saw this picture in his book. It's not ringing a bell to
面白い
me.
学説って
What's this interesting
形
theory?
態形成馬仮説あるいは形成的因果作用の仮説とも言うらしいけど、
Morphogenetic field, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance, meaning...
ああ、ダメだ。聞いただけで頭が痛くなってきそうだ。
Man, can't deal with this. Just listening to you talking about it is giving me a headache.
別にそんなに難しい話じゃないんだけどな。
It's not a difficult concept to grasp with just one heck of a
要
name.
するに生物の形や行動パターンといったものは
In essence, he states that the shapes of living organisms and their behavioral
目には
patterns
見えないフィールドを介して伝わっているんじゃないかってことで。
are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
おいおい、それのどこが簡単だって言うんだ。
What part of that isn't difficult
じ
exactly?
ゃあこう言ったら分かってもらえるかしら。
Alright, how about this?
テレパシーのメカニズムに関する仮説。
Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
テレパシー
Gotcha. Telepathy. So basically, the ability to predict what somebody's gonna do and how they're gonna act, etc.
テレパシー
Yes, telepathy.
本当はちょっと違うんだけどね。まあざっくり言うとそうなるわ。
Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it is close enough for a simple approximation. One thing I appreciate is that despite her being a dancer and like the stereotypes associated with a dancer, they're giving her a smart character, at least in her vocabulary and how she's able to discuss this sort of thing. I appreciate that they're kind of going against the grain there.
なんだよ、テレパシーって。
Are you serious? Telepathy?
昭和の小学生じゃあるまいし。
Who do you think we are? Kids from the
そん
70s?
なもんを真面目に研究してる学者がいるとは驚きだね。
I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that. I mean, what was June just saying before? It's only ridiculous until you know it's the truth, right? I think at the very least, researching something that might not seem true is still a valiant effort to try to determine the validity of such an idea, right?
そうね。私もそう思うわ。
Yes, I agree.
私はただ本を読んだだけで何もその仮説を信じてるわけじゃないもの。
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. To be fair, the word she used in Japanese was shinjiteru, which means like believing. So rather than understanding it, I would say like, she's like, I read it, but I wouldn't exactly say I believe it.
擁護するつもりなんてさらさらないわ。
I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it
単な
said.
るとんでも理論。
It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. I don't know. I mean, like, that makes sense, but her Japanese is pretty much like, it's probably just some outrageous logic.
仰々しい言葉を並べ立ててさもありなんと説明しただけの疑似科学。
Gotcha. The reversal of the phrases. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. This is probably the part that more directly translates to there's no, it's just outrageous
私だっ
logic.
てそう思ってる。
But even so, I...
まあとにかくその本の中で見たのよ。これと似たような絵を。
Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
これ何に見える？
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like? I mean, even with that context, I can't really say it looks much
何
more
って
meaningful.
ただの抽象画だろ。
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that?
白と黒だけで描かれた意味不明な絵だ。そうとしか言いようがない。
It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it. I feel like it's maybe intended to have or be designed in such a way that somebody who views things through a particular perspective will be able to see something the average person wouldn't, and that would be somebody who's maybe like telepathic, right? Or, you know, is able to see this sort of morphogenetic what was the second word? I don't know. Variance?
純平君はどう？何かに見えない？
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
そうだな。強いて言うなら
I guess it looks like a small boat floating in a lake. Can Can I disable the text on screen? A butterfly, koi, a dog, a small boat floating in a lake. I definitely don't see that. Funya rimpa? Actually, I don't know what that is. Do I see a man's face? No. I don't see any of this. I guess I could maybe work a dog into this picture, but I think the closest thing I can come up with is maybe a small boat floating in a lake. So that's what I'll go with.
湖に浮かぶ小舟かな
A small boat floating in a lake? I wonder if we were supposed to pick like a person or something like that based on that theory,
この
right?
辺が船の頭でこの辺からオールが突き出てて
That's the front of the boat and there are the oars sticking out.
残念。外れよ。
Nope, you're wrong.
正解は小型犬。
This is a dog. Trying to work it out. It's got to do something with like shadows, and it's going to be one of those things that once I see it, I'll never be able to unsee it, which is going to be really funny, but
ほら、
let's see.
こんな感じで。
See? Like this. Here we go. That... Okay.
それで
Okay, I can see it now. It makes sense now, at least.
絵
So
の正体は分かったけどだから何なんだ
now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
イギリスのあるテレビ局でね、こんな実験をしたの。
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment
ま
once.
ず、これと同じような絵を2枚用意する。
They took two similar pictures.
両方ともパッと見ただけではわからないんだけど。
Both of them were difficult to identify
でも
initially.
正解を教えられたら、もうそれにしか見えなくなってしまうような。
Yep. But once you'd figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I feel like I talked about this in like one of my like literature classes way back in the
そんな
day.
絵をね、2枚用意したの。
These two pictures.
片方は帽子をかぶった貴婦人の絵。
The first was a woman wearing a
もう
hat.
片方はとりあえず分かりやすくするために
The other one, well, to make it easier,
この小型犬の絵だったってことにしておきましょうか。
let's just say it was this picture of a dog. I'm pretty sure I've seen those pictures. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that experiment's pictures.
実験を行ったテレビ局はこの2枚の絵をどうしたのかっていうと、
So, their experiment,
まずそれらをこの局の放送電波が届かない遠隔地へと送ったの。
first they sent the pictures to other parts of the world outside the reach of British airwaves.
アイルランドやアメリカ、アフリカ、ヨーロッパの各地へと。
Trying to see the woman in that one. Oh, I see it. Oh, I see it. It's like, and it's kind of like she has, oh, that like black kind of wavy blob in the middle towards the top is her hair, and then like the black towards the bottom is like her torso. I can see it now. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. But that's also because I was looking
そ
for
し
the
て
woman,
被
obviously.
験者が募られた。総数は約1000人。
Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. That's a decent sample
その
size.
1000人に対して2枚の絵を見せ、何に見えるかと尋ねたそうよ。
They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to
結
you?
果は次の通り。
The results weren't really interesting on their own.
貴婦人の絵を見て、貴婦人の絵だと分かった人の割合は
Really?
9.2%。
9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture.
小型犬の絵を見て、小型犬の絵だと分かった人の割合は 3.9% だった。
3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Is this maybe to claim a sort of affinity for noticing people as opposed to
それから
animals?
2日後、
Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their
次
show.
にテレビ局は30分の番組の中で小型犬の絵だけを答えとともに流したの。
During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its
視聴
solution.
者の数は およそ200万人。
The audience was estimated to be 200,000
これによ
people.
り小型犬の絵について正解を知っている者はこの時の放送を境に一気に200万人に増えたわけね。
It was pretty safe to assume that the people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many.
そしてさらに2日が経ち、もう一度世界各地において被験者が募られることになった。
After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV
今
and
度の数
radio.
は850人前後。もちろん全員が1回目の被験者とは別人。
This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first
でも
test.
行われたことは全く同じ。2枚の絵を見せて何に見えるかと質問したのよ。
They were, however, given the same test and the same 2 pictures.
すると驚くべき結果が出た。
The results were startling.
貴婦人の絵を見て貴婦人の絵だと分かった人の割合は 10% だった。
10% of the people saw the lady in the lady
前回は
picture.
9.2% だったから、まあこれはほぼ誤差の範囲と見ていいわね。
The previous test had a 99.2% success rate, not much of a change
問題は
statistically.
小型犬の絵の方。
The dog picture, however, produced a very different result.
それを見て小型犬の絵だと分かった人の割合は
The percentage of people able to successfully find the
前回
dog,
が 3.9% だったのに対して、今回は
so it went from 3.9 to 6.8%.
大幅。わかる？これが何を意味するのか。
So, do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this
繰り返し
experiment?
になるけど、被験者たちは番組を見てるはずがないのよ。
There was no way the second group could have seen the picture.
局のあるイギリスから遠く離れたとこに住んでたんだもの。当然よね。
They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. I guess so. So they're trying to use such a thing to imply that maybe there's like a collective subconscious of humanity that's connecting everybody's minds and perceptions or something.
にもかかわらず、答えとともに放送された小型犬の方だけ正解率が上がったの。
But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went
な
up.
ぜ？どうして？これは一体どういうこと？
Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
もしかして
It's also only one study.
さっき
Is it
言ってたフィー
reproducible,
ルドと
right?
やらが関係してるのか
Oh wait, does this have something to do with that field or whatever it was you were talking about
目には
earlier?
見えないフィールド
A field not visible to the eye.
答えを知って
Ta-dum.
いるものが多ければ多いほど
So if more people know the
その
answer,
フィールドを介して情報が伝わりやすくなるとか
then that information will pass through the field. A lot of
な
silence.
わけないでしょ。
Psych.
冗談よ冗談。真に受けないでくれる？
What? Oh, I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously.
話したことは全部事実よ。公表されてるものとしてはね。
Well, I mean, the things that it's told you about are true. They really did
だけ
happen.
ど、実験の結果は意図的に操作されてる可能性もあるし。
It's just one study, really. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily
多分
falsified
話
them.
題作りのための捏造。やらせ番組だったのよ。きっと。
In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
だよな。びっくりしたぜ。
I mean, she was telling the story in a really compelling manner, right? Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a
本
minute.
気で信じてるのかと思っちまったじゃねえか。
I really thought you were serious.
そんなわけないじゃない。
Of course not.
最初に言ったでしょ。単なるとんでも理論か疑似科学だって。
Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just
そ
pseudoscience.
っかそっか。
Okay, right. I'm so glad we spent so much of our precious time talking about it.
さあ、ヨタ話はこれでおしまい。
Alright, enough nonsense.
鍵は手に入ったんだし、早く行きましょう。
We've got the key. Let's get out of
だ
here.
な。
Word.
目には見えないフィールド
A field not visible to the naked
携
eye.
帯形成場仮説か
Morphogenetic field. Interesting. Alright, well, I guess let's head on out. Alright, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get you, and you guys head to the door. Okay, roger that. I thought Lotus would make some joke about, like, hold on a second, aren't you gonna be the one to get Junpei? Alright. Anyways, I think that's a good stopping point for now. we're going to unlock the Mars door and see what it holds for us in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Again, I like that they're giving us time with each individual character, at least thus far, to get to know them a bit better, to see how they interact, what they're into, what they know, etc. And this particular episode, it happened to be Lotus, mostly, and a bit of Santa as well. And it was fun. It was good getting to know them. I think there's, a big diversity of personalities, and I think each character presents with a particular stereotype, but as you get to know them, they start to uncover why they are the way they are, and what they have to them that, is a little bit past just what you see in front of you. So it's been pretty cool. And of course, the puzzles and everything are neat. I imagine this is probably still like a tutorial part of sorts. I mean, it's still not it's technically not a tutorial, but it's like the entry level, not super difficult puzzles. But you can see how the game is working with stuff like the peephole and the tile and putting the tiles together in the particular orientation, unlocking things. The puzzle elements are cool, and I'm excited to see how they get more complicated in the future too. But until then, this is Moon Knight Zero, and this mission is complete.